The 2K Sports pregame show.
Oh, say does.
Welcome, everyone, to Indianapolis, Indiana. It's the home of the Pacers, where we will be broadcasting today's action live. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. You look at San Antonio. What a story right now for these guys. Win after win. It's been a phenomenal stretch.
And coming off their championship last season, that success, I believe, carried right over into this one. They've played at a high level all year long and stand poised to make another run at the title.
Certainly looks that way, Greg. I mean, some teams go through a little bit of a malaise or a hangover after a championship. Not these guys. They've had a terrific year.
All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for San Antonio, we've got Derrick Rose. Allen is out there with Curry. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Walker penetrating. Here's Gordon. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Walker with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. San Antonio with the ball. It's a three-point game. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
You're not always going to shoot it as well as they did from three-point range to win that game, but it certainly doesn't hurt. And in that game, boy, did they shoot it lights out from beyond.
Lights out is a real good way to describe it. Just take a peek at the box score. I mean, their percentage from deep was off the charts.
Here's James. Ray Allen picking up that last basket. Kicks it out to Gordon. Here's the three. And he gets it to go. Gordon's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And for LeBron James, a remarkable step. Greg, he had increased his field goal percentage for 7 consecutive seasons going into 2014.
Yeah, a steep decline last season, though, back below 50%. Was it just the challenge of new teammates and a new system, or the mileage he's accumulated? This season may start to answer that question.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Poked away. It's stolen by Curry. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and the dunk by Rose.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. And you know, with LeBron, he's played over 40,000 career minutes. He's played more than Larry Bird did his entire career, more than NBA Ironman Andre Miller as well. And those miles take their toll.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. He's coming off a 13-point game against Brooklyn. Can't connect from short range.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Gordon with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. Young got a piece of it. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for San Antonio.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Shots good from Young.
Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
San Antonio leading by 9.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Gordon. Allen's shot is off.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Ginobili up top, guarded by Curry. And it's Manu Ginobili with the finish.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. From about 16, Rose, good. Rose has got 7 points in the game.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Young, a screen on Rose. LeBron dishes to Young. 6 on the shot clock. Fires at the elbow. And the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing... Yes, tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Here's Ginobili. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Ginobili's got his second basket. San Antonio leading by 9. They double-team Curry. 46 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Allen. LeBron with the block. Stolen by Allen. Curry outside. Here's Marjanovic. Good, and Curry gets the assist. He's got 7.
And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Ginobili the pass to Dang. No good. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Outside Curry. Fires from the wing. And another basket for San Antonio.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
LeBron drives in. Rose with the block. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. It's San Antonio. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about
attack and find the open.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu, Tony, and Timmy there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that come on board, whether it's Leonard or Splitter, Mills, Green, or any of the other role players that have come through this Spurs organization.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them, the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or
I like
handball.
that. Or handball as
Either
well.
one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
On the court for San Antonio, Curry is out there with Allen. And then there's Antetokounmpo. Then there's Derrick Rose.
And guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA, none brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning.
That's tipped, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry.
And taking a look at some numbers for Rose. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable, putting up 26 points per, over 2.5 steals and 5 assists. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Yeah, you know, you just plug him in. He's a flat-out scoring machine. When you plug him up, let him go.
Timeout called the Pacers. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
You could see it in that game, despite the odds going against them. Once it got to OT, they had that belief and resolve that they could win it.
And, Greg, sometimes we've seen it happen where a team that's supposed to be the underdog gets the game into OT, and then the momentum swings their way.
Stolen by Gordon. It's off his leg. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Now here's Mills. Not a lot of room. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Pacers trail by 15. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. There's the feed to Ginobili. He dishes it to Gordon. Kicks to Mills. 6 to shoot. That one off the back iron and out.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories, rebounds just being one of them.
Over in the corner, Rose. Rose double-teamed. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Scott pulls it in. Pacers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Allen, that's good.
Boy, the fast break has really been good to them here, and they're clicking in transition.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 scores have come from fast break opportunities. They have made the most of their chances.
Curry, wide open, nails the open triple off the fast break. Curry's got 15 points.
Well, I tell you what, they're turning this game into a drag race, sprinting out for easy fast break baskets.
And on a really nice run here. And defensively, you've got to force them to operate in the half court. It allows you to put bodies on bodies.
Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. The Pacers fourth.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Gorgie Dang's checked in for Dwayne Dedman. Young comes in for Mike Scott. LeBron's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Walker subbed in for Gordon. Curry kicks to Rose. Here's Marjanovic. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
And guys, the Greek Freak really improved his numbers across the board last season. Giannis was up in every measurable category except three-point percentage.
He's really improved his shooting, though, overall. The three ball still eludes him a little bit here and there. But what I like, Kevin, is his aggressiveness. That's what's making the difference in his game right now.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, going back to Giannis, he has the physical makeup and skill set to be a triple-double guy. I mean, there's no reason that he shouldn't be able to fulfill his potential, except consistency. That's the area he's got to tighten up.
And talking about Giannis, he was clearly one of the very best players in that 2013 draft. Selected number 15 overall by the Bucks. And if you looking back, to me, that's what we'd have to call a steal with the kind of player he's developed into.
Get 1:36 left in the second quarter. Here's Mills. Takes it off the glass. Mills has got 4 this quarter. Here's Rose. He's coming off a 37-point game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, but he set up shop at the free throw line. I mean, he just could not be defended out on the floor.
James dishes to Walker. Pass to Young. Uncovered. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got his 3rd assist on the night. San Antonio leading by 18. Out to the right wing. Rose double teamed. Here's Marjanovic, guarded by Walker.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Jang with the screen for James. Shot clock at 6. And Dang gets it to go.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Back to Curry. The kick out to Rose. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's LeBron. Great D that time from Curry.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided.
Yes, I'm here with Steph Curry. And Steph, much of the stresses of the coach was talking about taking care of the basketball. What kind of work is this?
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. What a start it was for Stephen Curry. He ended up with 15 points, 2 steals, and a crazy number of assists. All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
You know, Curry is playing extremely well. 15 points, and he's drained 3 3-point bombs so far.
Don't stop. Don't hesitate. Keep firing from out there when the shot's falling like this.
LeBron James is out there with Young. Then it's Gorgie Dang. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Gordon in at the 2 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Curry passes to Antetokounmpo. Back to Curry. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And how's that for some ups coming from that one?
Well, he is a rarity among NBA point guards in his ability to elevate.
Yeah, his athletic ability, guys, is really what takes him a notch above most players at his position.
And the basket by Gordon.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
And guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the leap. Just not as consistent as he needs to be. And a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
San Antonio leading by 22. Here's Marjanovic. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
He's their go-to guy, and when he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Timeout. Timeout. Start it.
And the Pacers call time here. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one.
And this is the first of 2 games between the two, East versus West, so they don't see a whole lot of one another.
Yeah, and Greg, for me, that just raises the intrigue level. Some matchups we don't get to see that often, so I'll be watching this one closely.
The Pacers making a switch here. Dedmon's checked in.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. Young was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. The coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Allen against Gordon. Passes it to Young, and he bangs it home with one hand.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Curry kicks to Antetokounmpo. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And, you know, you hear everybody talking about Giannis's potential. I mean, look at the athleticism coupled with his measurables. I mean, that is just off the charts.
Some changes for Indiana. Scotty's checked in for Young. And it's Ginobili in for Ben Gordon. For Giannis, it's not just his physique and length. Clark, he moves insanely well for a guy that size.
Yeah, Giannis also might not be done growing, Kevin.
Right.
How scary is that? I mean, you know, he could be a legit 7-foot shooting guard when it's all said and done. That would be something to see.
Curry with it. Picked up by Ginobili.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
It's stolen by Allen. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Curry leading the charge.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Curry with the steal. And now Rose running the floor all by himself.
Windmill that baby home. That's how to throw it down with the flourish, guys.
And he does it on the reverse just for good measure. Wow, what showmanship.
My goodness, if you're going to go windmill, you might as well make it as flashy as possible.
It's stolen by Allen. One-on-one here. Here's Curry with the 3. And again, it's San Antonio with the 3. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for San Antonio.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
And a wide open look for Walker. Indiana again missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. The dish to LeBron. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Curry with it. He's picked up by Walker. Rose against Scott. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And he gets it to go. He's got 21.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And with him missing literally everything he's put up today, you can see why the score is what it is.
Here's Curry with the three, and it's Antetokounmpo penetrating, and that's 2 points on the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 4 this quarter.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Partner, that's assuming they can continue that hot shooting. But if they do, and especially if they can get a few stops, you have to think they'll make this thing interesting.
And here we go with Curry running it up the court. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Good if it goes. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Woohoo, Kevin. They're firing on all cylinders. That shot caps a nice run going into the final quarter.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Indiana's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. On the court for San Antonio. Allen is out there with Curry. Then there's Derrick Rose. And then there's Antetokounmpo. Outside Curry. Over in the corner, Rose. Back to Curry. They double-team Curry. Now the pass to Antetokounmpo. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
It's been kind of a gradual occurrence, but I think it's clear that analytics are here to stay in the NBA. Every team now has at least some vesting into the analytics area. Some base a lot of their decisions on the number side of the game. Others have a more balanced approach.
Jang, he's checked in for the Pacers. Curry outside. Antetokounmpo kicks to Curry. Stolen by Anderson. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Allen. And Rose, wide open. He shoots from beyond the arc and then some. Rose has got 19 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Now, here's Mills. Antetokounmpo defending. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. From deep three-point range, it's Curry. That time on the assist from Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got his 6th assist on the night. Each trip down becoming more important.
And you need to string some successful offensive possessions together and play tough D.
Mills can't hit.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Curry with it. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Drops in the breakaway layup. And that's 13 points for Allen.
Yeah, again, just a lackluster transition defense.
And 7 of the last 10 points, Greg, they've surrendered, have come off the fast break. So real easy to see what the problem is.
And Zhang kicks to Anderson. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
Now here's Curry. Tight defense on him. Marjanovic. And he goes in for the dunk.
What an incredible run they're on right now. Offense as well as I've ever seen it played.
Every single guy on their team with the absolute Midas magic touch, shooting the lights out here.
Here's Curry with the three, and again, it's San Antonio with the three.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Zhang, a screen. Here's Mills. Knocks it loose.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
And until he cools off, I'd keep the ball in his hands.
Zhang, a screen. It's stolen by Curry. Launches the three. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Curry's got 38 points.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Clock at 6. Shot's good by Mills.
And how about the burst in that first step, just right to the rim?
Dishes it to Rose. All alone. Rebound by Dang.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Brigioni, defended by Allen. Here's Mills, and again it's Indiana converting.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for San Antonio.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Stephen Curry. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Brigioni can't hit.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Here's Curry with the three. Here's Marjanovic, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots. And
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry. He had just an outstanding fourth-quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did, only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
Ernie, that is the definition of domination. He took them to school tonight in every possible way. I know there's 10 players on the court, but I only noticed one.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.